the place, so through Bomso Tech Junction. And upon returning, they tried to test waters by trying to cross Conti Power.
You see?
But unfortunately, Conti went to sleep. You know, I'm a Continental. I'm very passionate about this one, even though people may not like side with me on this one. But unfortunately, Conti went to sleep. And Conti, even though we resisted them from the start, unfortunately, Conti, they retreated, and so later on, the Katangis came around and there was vandalism. They vandalized properties belonging to staff and people who actually did not matter. It was rather unfortunate.
I feel like these possessions and things should be banned for some time.
Actually, the thing is that they can ban it for a couple of years, but after a period, there will be some conversations about it, and they will try and say we shall go through the process. There shall be peace on campus. They signed various pacts, but still, when they go, there's a likelihood of.
But you remember that because of some of these clashes, that's why the university authorities try to mix up the hall. I mean, it's a male-dominated hall. They decided to do it unisex. Remember? But it looks like they didn't get any response.
We knew we knew very well that was not going to yield any. That was not going to change the status quo. Because when you go to University of Cape Coast, there's the Atlantic Hall, which is a mixed hall. When you go to University of Ghana, Mensa Saba Hall is also a mixed hall. But still, there are clashes between Mensa Saba and Commonwealth Hall. There are always clashes between Casford and the Atlantic Hall on UCC campus. And still, there were clashes. There were clashes, mini clashes, but this one is very major because of the injuries that has brought and the rate of vandalism of properties. That's why it's on the news, because when I was on campus, I'm a Continental, there were many clashes, but they are not major. But you quite recall that there was a combination of Unity Katanga clashes in 2018 when they actually weren't in agreement with the school authorities on beating of students and co by the university security. So these things will always happen, but they must try as much as possible to communicate with us. I don't know how it's going to be done, but making Conti a mixed hall did not help at all, because Conti went to sleep. I'm speaking from my Continental perspective, so I'm speaking in two languages this morning. It made Conti go to sleep because during our period there was no way Katanga would encroach our territory.
And Miss Ankara
it would never happen.
Miss Ankara is not commenting. Or do you have a guy in Continental?
Oh no.
Oh, Miss Ankara.
It's likely
Miss Ankara.
She has a guy there.
Oh seriously? No, I don't know. But then it's sad. I mean, if we are having a whole week or something, it shouldn't destroy properties. It shouldn't bring up fights. So I mean, I think the other house was just supposed to join them. It's like that. It's okay, so let's look at SRC celebration, for instance. We all come together. So if we are having a whole week or something, either you join them or you just go to bed, as you were saying. But you're not supposed to.
That won't happen.
That won't happen. But the truth of the matter is, if there are rules set in place, nobody should try to, encroach the other person's,
because it will result in escalation.
Because you know very well that this thing we are going to do would end up this way. Why then do it?
That's why I'm insisting that, or I'm suggesting that the security agency must always be on alert. I think that would solve everything.
They could have easily preempted, because there was a release that we got from the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council on that said day. So this is it. I will read excerpts of it. So to all press houses for immediate release, the Ashanti Regional Security Council has received intelligence on intended demonstration by some students of KNUST with the intention of disturbing the peace of the university. So the RECSEC is informing all students and residents of the university community that all actions intended by any person or group of persons to disturb the current peaceful security in the university will be addressed with the legal instrument of the state. It is grateful requested that people nursing such intentions desist from that and go by the rule of law, as any breach of the peace in KNUST and the region will be addressed appropriately. Please accept for the necessary action. Signed, Regional Minister for Osei Mensah.
And after the statement, It happened.
So actually, I
they
still
put up
don't
intelligence,
get
but
it.
they didn't act.
So this was intelligence. Wasn't this
Intelligence, yeah.
intel? So upon the intel, there was no deployment of
That's my question.
security personnel. They were very much aware that there was a likelihood that there would be clashes on campus.
It should be up there again.
The thing is, you know, SLC week celebration. This thing has been happening repeatedly during SLC celebration.
So this one is University Hall
Hall week celebrations and SLC week celebrations. These things are bound to happen. Like a idea, these things are bound to happen. So you should do something beforehand. You should place security measures beforehand. Yeah. You get it. So you know fully well that these two halls are rivals.
Yes.
You get it. They are rivals. Sorry, they are rivals. So definitely there is something going to happen.
And interestingly, on that day, there was a tweet from that Casford was in KNUST. Casford, who are affiliates of University Hall, are in KNUST. So the police should have been much aware.
Okay.
And the coordinating council also issued a statement to that effect. So we're expecting that there should be security on campus to ensure that there are no clashes on campus. And we are made to understand there was a combination of University Hall Katanga, Casfordians, and then Ashanti Hall. That these are the allegations that we are getting. All against one Kunti, one strong Kunti.
It's an investigation. So because of time, let's move on. What do you have?
Yeah, so Ethiopian Airlines suspends 2 pilots who missed landing after falling asleep.
Interesting.
So they were flying from Khartoum to Addis Ababa.
Okay.
And it happened. I think they were tired. Yes,
definitely
they were tired. So they wanted to use the autopilot mode, and so that when they get to their destination, it will just alert them, and then they just fell asleep. But then, unfortunately for them, it got disconnected.
Oh, wow!
It got disconnected, but then they were very lucky that they landed safely. So it was just an alarm that notified them that they've passed where they were supposed to land.
Yeah, some.
And it's a very big issue.
We are not safe in the air.
Yes.
But I think their licenses should be revoked.
Oh no!
Apart from the suspension,
I think so.
They should be suspended.
Because
I think this is the first offense. Yeah, I'm sure.
To come anywhere we are.
I know, but let's also it's not a right thing. It's against their working ethics.
At the highest level.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but there are certain things you can't control. You cannot control whatsoever. You sometimes see drivers driving and they are dozing off. With the drivers like this, they could park and at least rest for a while. But this in the air, they can't. It happens. You can't fight against the body. The body is weak.
But you know why it's dangerous. I don't want us to encourage this conversation of trying to find a midline for them.
Of course.
Because any small trick,
I know,
and everybody is gone.
I know, but the revoking of their licenses in America say.
That should serve as a deterrent.
For now, they should be suspended. If they are suspended for like months, or probably their salaries, there is a cut in their salaries.
What if there was a crash?
Thankfully, there is no crash.
But we need not encourage that.
I'm not encouraging it, but what I'm saying, you don't get it anyway.
Okay, so you tell me.
But then aviation analysts stated that it's not something new. It happens. They are humans, and it's not the first of its kind. So that's why they are suspending them. They can't just.
Yeah. Miss Ankara.
Yes.
It's risky to fly in the air.
It's very risky. They are humans. I mean, they'll be tired.
Well, it has happened.
Okay, let's come back to Ghana.
Let's
come back to Ghana.
Yeah.
The depreciation of the cedi. Now, it has crossed the 10 cities.
By the close of this year, 20 Ghana.
But who about China will discover who did you?
But still, near my board.
Yeah. But let's see. Do you really trust politicians?
You're asking me this question.
You don't trust them because the president and the Baumia, the president and the vice president, they are saying that Ghanaians should have trust in them.
Me.
We should have confidence in them that they will restore the economy.
I said something here the other time that even if my dad stands as a president, he's vouching to be a president, me, I would never vote for him.
Really?
I've been saying it here several. Me.
So there's a school of thought like
me.
People are of the view that people are of the view that with the way the exchange rate is going, the finance minister must resign as soon as possible. What's your thought on that?
It's like Ghanaians say, we are just talking. We are not angry enough.
Oh, okay. So
we are not angry enough. You see how other countries forced their president.
The second worst on the globe.
Of course. Looking at things, it's sad, but.
So it could get worse.
It will get, and you could. It is Sankasakra. It is getting. It is happening. It is happening. Anyway.
Okay, Kofi, let's wrap up with another story.
Oh, okay. So news coming from. He's a young man, and he could have been the next Yana, the overlord of the Dagbon kingdom. And we know the story about the Andanis and the Abudus and the back and forth and go over the period. And he could have been the next.
Any more story?
Yes, we still have more stories. Still tune in to KT Radio 87.7 megahertz, the star of the East. So let's go straight to USA. You quite recall last week there was a story